Hello to my Taurians. Hopefully you all are having a great day, Taurus. I know you are. You're setting your intentions, right? Of course you are. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. All right, so let's do it. Let's go. Let's get into it. All right, so first up for you all, Taurus, the Hierophant, right? Okay. Let's set an intention first. Let's set an intention. Intentions are great to set first to get everything kicked off, right? Eagles fly above crows. I love it. Eagles fly above crows. Yeah, I love that. That's right. Your first card up, Taurus, is, and this is a general reading, so if you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're coming back, welcome back. If you've been with me since day one, I appreciate all the love. Y'all know how we do, so you know what's been going on. So here we go. Hierophant, this is you. So you're starting with your own card. So this week, really just kind of sort of highlights, and this is for the 14th through the 21st of September, but it really just kind of sort of highlights wisdom, tradition, reconnecting with your spiritual values. And so the challenge here is the seeds that's been kind of sort of planted, right? That's growing out of the soil, right? So you don't know how deep the roots are, right? Under that. So when you're planting a seed, see this right here? You don't know how far down the roots go, right? But somebody's seeing something grow up, like really somebody saw something just kind of sort of blossom, like just kind of, really grow. There's a lot of growth there. We're talking about the Seven of Pentacles here. And so patience may feel thin as you wait for results, but the challenge is trusting that your hard work is growing beneath the surface, see, beneath that soil, right? And so the past influences for you have been the Six of Swords here. And recently you've been moving away from challenges and healing and transition, continue to shape your journey. So this would be like, as you're going through and this is an ancestor, by the way. This is an ancestor. As you're going through, like moving on to calmer waters, the less and less somebody wants a bunch of friction and chaos and confusion. Somebody just wants, you know what, I just want to just sail on. It's like it's like you have that in common with somebody, like people are growing up, right? And it's coming up through the soil, right? And so I feel like somebody could just really be in that space where they just want to just live a softer life. Whether you're a man or a woman, you just want to live a softer life. I feel like somebody is really knowing the power of their zodiac sign, Venus, right? Venus is the goddess of love, pleasure, art, music, aesthetics. And somebody is really kind of sort of getting back to pure consciousness is what I'm seeing here. You're just getting back to pure consciousness. Somebody is starting to, you rule second house. It's like, okay, I don't have to do all of that. I can just be patient and I can wait for things to just kind of grow. I can plant the seed. I can speak life into it and just move on. And I can just, I can see the fruits of whatever your labor is. I can just see something just grow, right? And I feel like that's where someone is, on their journey, whoever you are, right? And so the future influences would be Ace of Pentacles here, right? And so new opportunities in finance, career, stability are on the horizon for you. And so this is the seed of long-term abundance for you all. And somebody is really starting to see their power. Somebody is really starting to master something, like allowing things to come to you, right? Instead of going out to get it. Like somebody knows the law of attraction. Your divine feminine sign that has access to your divine masculine. We're always in sending and receiving mode, but somebody is really like mastering their craft here. You're mastering your craft, and that's what you have in common with people. So when you look back, and this would be the Ace of Pentacles. Your worth and your value. This speaks to 8th house as well, right? So look at your sign, the 7th house, 6th house, and also 1st house, right? Aries rules 1st house. You all rule 2nd house, right? So somebody's not going to do an injustice to themselves by waiting for something to happen. Somebody's just like, you know what, hey, waiting for a tower to fall. Somebody's like, I know how to, like, things come to you. Somebody is kind of like in this planting seeds, like you're speaking to, like you would speak to your plants or speak to your flowers. If you neglect it, you don't say anything to them, they're like, okay, they don't really know your voice. But when you start speaking lovingly to your plants, you start speaking lovingly over the seeds that's been planted over you, then you start seeing the growth, right? Also, what I'm seeing here too, King of Cups, water. Water is shaped and guided by the earth that holds and surrounds it. Like I've been saying for a long time, if you've been tuned in, is true. Some people grow in, just like planting a seed, some people grow in better, in different environments. And that's just it. Some people just do. They grow, they want a softer life. They just grow better in certain environments. And so I do see you moving on. And so this is what you have in common with somebody, just moving on. And the conscious goal for you is the Lover's card, right? So you're striving for alignment in relationships and decisions. Your goal is to make choices rooted in truth and harmony. And the Lover's card is not so much about lovers. It's about partnerships as well. It's also about inspiring each other spiritually and making a decision. It's also about decisions, right? So if you're learning how to read tarot cards, it's like learning how to make decisions as well. It's just as important because you're whole and complete already. And so I see twin flame energy here. So, and somebody is, your unconscious influence would be the 9 of Wands, right? And so beneath the surface, you may feel weary from past struggles. Spirit reminds you that your resilience is carrying you closer to success here. So when somebody looks back, and I'm seeing this, y'all remember the show, was it Three's Company, where they would come in the house with the little short shorts on and the headbands on? Like I think that was like back in the 80s. Just speaking of the number 8, right? It's like somebody is looking back sort of at the past and seeing what, like if it's too much fire, then it just burns it down, right? Somebody is really learning how to live a softer life, right? And just knowing like when to just kind of sort of move on, from something. So here's the 9 of Wands here. And so your advice would be the King of Cups. This would be the advice here. So somebody could have a water sign or like an Aries, Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio kind of. So it could be a man or woman. Remember in tarot, it's genderless. So you could have a man or woman in your space who is emotionally intelligent enough to say, okay, just move on, right? Something will come to you, whenever, because you're mastering something, right? You're mastering something, whatever it is you're mastering. But I would say always, your 10th house, right? That's your career and your vocation. Nobody ever needs to really quit a job because everything that you're doing is leading you to your 10th house. Returning to pure consciousness. That's what you're doing. You're returning to pure consciousness. You're saying, okay, and Capricorn happens to rule that. You could have Capricorn somewhere in your birth chart. Who knows? Right, that could be your 7th, 6th house, 1st house, 9th house, whatever, but you're mastering something, right? But somebody influenced this, somebody who is emotionally intelligent, somebody who is, who just kind of sort of is not easily rattled. I mean, some people are just like, okay, whatever, and they just move on. Your external influences would be the 3 of Pentacles, and that's support, collaboration around you, right? Surround you, right? And so partnerships and teamwork will help you to build stronger foundations, right? And so I feel like somebody is, you could be on a team where you may not have felt like you had a lot of authority. I've heard this guy on Instagram was talking about having a title and a position but no authority. Like, how some people on your job, they get mad at their managers because they feel like, okay, you're supposed to be my manager, we're part of a team, how come you didn't do this and such and such and such and such, and the manager's hands are tied. You're like, okay, well, I can only do it so much. Right? And so people get really frustrated. They stomp off, they leave, they don't want to, I can only do this so much. I can only do this so much, right? And we hear that a lot in the workplace. People are like, oh, my manager, they don't have a spine. They don't do this, they don't do that. The manager's like, well, I can't force something, whatever it is. I can't force something. All you can do is pray. And that's it. Here's a Tower card, right? So, this is your hopes and fears, is that you may fear sudden change or upheaval, but the Tower clears away what isn't stable, making space for real growth here. And that's what you're going to. A seed was planted. And so somebody's like, you know what? Hey, I'm trying to grow. This is you, like maybe trying to grow your money, like in the physical sense. You could be trying to grow your money and maybe wanted to do like a collaboration. But usually with the Six of Swords, if you could be leaving behind what you maybe connect with in terms of your head and heart being at war with each other, is like what you may connect with when you're talking about the heart chakra could be like leaving behind energies, because your water could be different, meaning that geographically you could have relocated whoever you are, right? And so you're like, okay, well, back there is just shady energies, so why would I want to reconnect with that? And that could be your truth, right? Not necessarily the truth. It may not be their truth. It could be yours. Remember, water is shaped and guided by the earth that holds and surrounds us. So if people are around a lot of energies who are holding on to something, you may need to just change your water. They could be just holding on to a belief system about you. They could be really believe that they could believe that you shady, right? You just like, well, no. But in the new space, people could be like, they really love you. So, I mean, who knows, that's what it is, water, right? So somebody's ancestor is helping them kind of your ancestor is guiding you onto calmer water. See how this person is like, they can see the shore from where they are. The water is not splashing all over the place. It doesn't even really, it could be deep, but it's not even that high up, right? On this boat here, somebody is just like, you're just moving on to calmer waters. That's just that's just kind of where you are, in your, on your journey. And I already talked about twin flames before in the past. If somebody is either single and feel like if you're with your twin flame, you can go online and look up what a twin flame is. I already talked about that before. But Ten of Pentacles is going to be the outcome for somebody. Ten of Pentacles is the outcome for you, right? So yeah, when I ask Source, like when I pray over cards and lay the cards out before turning the camera on, Ten of Pentacles is going to be an outcome for you. This is your outcome here. All right, let me put this here because I don't make sure we have enough space here, but so you can see all the cards. So somebody may have secretly planted a seed behind, it could be another earth sign, could have planted a seed behind someone's back here, and somebody could see that it's kind of like being shady, and that's what you connect with. You can connect with that, right? And so, but Source is saying you have a lot of wealth that moving ahead because you're mastering something, and so you're not going back to being confused at all. You're not going back to being confused, right? 7, the polarity to that would be 4. It's like you're not trying to play someone's money god, right? Like you're not trying to hold someone's or whoever's, like you're not trying to mess up somebody's money. You don't want to mess up yours, whatever. But the closing message for you all is trusting the process. You're staying grounded. You're embracing new opportunities right here. So the Hierophant root is rooted in wisdom. The Ace of Pentacles, like I said here, is, it plants fresh, seeds, and the Ten of Pentacles promises, promises long-term abundance. So it's harvest time, right? And so though, change may feel unsettling, Spirit is aligning you with stability and growth, right? So Taurus are probably one of the most patient signs, like like in just terms of just being an earth sign and being fixated on, okay, I'm just sit here and just kind of sort of wait, right? Just sit and wait. So somebody has been talking to their ancestor here. You've been talking to an ancestor. So if somebody has dogs, you may have been seeing like the dogs like barking up, just like, okay, what are they barking at? Right? So somebody's spirit could be all in their house. Like somebody's ancestor spirit could be all in their house, basically like trying to get messages through to you, but however means. And maybe you're a dog lover. You know, whoever you are, you could have 2 dogs. Maybe you're a dog lover, or maybe be getting 2 dogs, who knows? But somebody helps you to learn how to not be afraid of ghosts a long time ago. Like somebody helped you to say, like maybe when you were a kid, maybe 3 years old, it's like, okay, you see things. See how this person right here, like you can see vulnerability possibly all over people, because it's like that's something that you maybe connect with. You can see when people are very vulnerable, when they feel naked, when they feel kind of like and just kind of like you can hear it like in the way that they talk, like the way that they communicate. Like somebody could feel very vulnerable with something. So that's something that that's what you connect with. So let me see. So something could feel very childlike, you know, like a childlike faith to someone, because Gemini rules 3rd house here. We're not talking about a Gemini, but Gemini rules 3rd house. You want to see what your zodiac sign is in your 3rd house and your 10th house. So for some people, it could feel like early education. That's what 3rd house speaks to, right? 3rd house is a house of communication, right? So it sounds like somebody sounds like they're elementary, just learning, you know, just learning how to do things, right? But jumping from 3rd house to 10th house, right? 10th house is your career, your vocation. Really, just like I said before, just takes time. Here is like moving on to calmer waters, right? Whoever it is, moving on to calmer water to master. So sometimes that looks like, you know, taking care of a plant, like using a plant as an analogy, like just like, you know, just like planting seeds and saying, okay, it's going to take some time to grow, you know, but you're starting to see the fruits of your labor and that kind of thing. So somebody really connects with that. Let's go ahead and close this out. So let's go ahead and close this out. Yeah, this Tower card for you, like I said, is just kind of like it's more of like tearing down of a belief system, but you're dancing around your home as if no one is watching, whoever you are. And, you know, you're asking source for clarity, and it's time to release any kind of burdens that you may have, you know, in your spirit, right? So if somebody's a succubus spirit, you're a star. Everybody is a star. Like, you see these right here? These are stars in the sky, right? Meaning every person, place, or thing serves a purpose. And so sometimes it takes people longer, you know, to answer the call on their lives. Now you all can relate to that, you know, because again, you're a very, very patient sign. So sometimes it looks for some people, it takes them a long time to answer their call because something has been in their generation, like in their bloodline for a long time. And it may take people it's like late bloomers, people who are just late bloomers. And so once they've mastered something and they hear about the shadiness that's been going on behind their back, this could be you just say, you're just moving on. You're just moving on. You inspire them to heal. Your peace is paramount, right? So you have the gift of clairsentience. You pick up on others' vibrations, their emotions, their moods, their feelings, you know, whoever they are. And so the best is yet to come. And you have the gift of premonition. This is forewarning. So you may get like dreams or downloads, however source gets a message down to you, but this circle right here is like, you know, somebody is now kind of, you know, just kind of in a space where they tapping into your prayers, prayer warrior, right? So you have the gift of claircognizance. This is psychic knowledge about other people. And somebody misses you. So you have to pray about that to find out who that is. But message from your ancestors. And you have the gift of telepathy. This is transference of thoughts, feelings, ideas, whether they're intuitively, emotively, or superconsciously. right? And so you're stepping through your portal. You're on the other side. Like I said, that's what you have in common. You're moving on from something. You're moving on from something and start focusing on, again, your words are, you know, attracting whatever kind of energy, whatever frequency you're on. That is what I have for you. So you're not carrying other people's emotions on your back. 701, angelic company. This is throat chakra here, this color here. Angelic company, you are being protected. So your angels see the struggle that you're undergoing presently, and they want you to feel their loving presence supporting you. So call upon them to show themselves to you in signs and messages today, and in the love and compassion of those around you. So ask them to show you their love now, and believe it when you see it, right? So something is closed out. This right here, you're moving on. Somebody's embarking on a whole new journey, and just your words are conveying that. That's throat chakra. You speaking your truth is conveying that, right? Let's see what else is going on here. See in your chakras. So yeah, somebody has a lot of gifts. Clear cognizance, you have clarity, you know, you just know certain things about energy. It's like somebody just knows, you know, because that's what you have in common. You have telepathic gifts. Somebody clairsentience. You pick up on people's moods, their emotions. You have a gift of premonition. Like somebody is so gifted it don't even make sense. For real. Like, so root chakra, abundance abounds. Yeah, abundance abounds. So it's like, you know how to attract abundance. You know how to wait, and just like, people can learn a lot from every zodiac sign, not just you all, but people can learn a lot for how you all just kind of sort of plant seeds, and you know, you're growing, you know, those seeds, and people can learn a lot from each other instead of looking at something as competition. There's nothing new under the sun. Nothing. If people are just sitting back waiting just to plant seeds and being shady behind people's backs, that's the reason why people move on. That's the reason why people move on. So individuality. So every person has their own personalized study plan in this earth school. That is what I have for you all. Hopefully this is helpful. And everybody, again, is learning from each other. You learn from people that you know, shop from on like physical, face-to-face. You learn from them. They learn from you. But you're learning that your sort of a superpower here is your, you know, planting seeds. This is a gift for somebody to plant seeds and give it time to grow, right? And so something about your energy is, I'm seeing a video that's circulating about a Taurus right now on videos, a celebrity. Well, I feel like everybody's a celebrity. Everybody celebrated when they're operated in there in some way, shape, form, or fashion. But about people learning how to grow their money, like being creative and learning how to grow their money, right? And this person, you know, like I said before, they've learned how to swim with sharks. You know, so you never know who's around whom and who's influencing whom's decisions, right? In a positive way. You know, again, you don't know who's flying with other eagles, right? Who's operating in their north node. So again, somebody is just saying, yeah, you're just moving on from something. That's what I have for you. See you in the next video. Bye.